I think everybody needs to take note here today, because this is about Americans. And if you look at all of these young kids, the next generations that we're working for, because we're tired of what's going on now, this is about you guys. So what I want to do is give a little background on myself. My name is Bobby Schilling. I'm running for Congress in the Illinois 17th Congressional District. I'm married to my beautiful wife, Christy, who is over here for 23 years. Oh, she's right here, actually. Sorry, I lost her for a minute. We have 9 children. Our 10th is due in February. And I can say this. Don't ever underestimate a man with 9 kids and 1 in the womb. Several reasons I'm running. The out-of-control spending. It's too much. Right now, with Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security, we owe around $58 trillion. That's $191,000 per American. It's ridiculous. I am also a firm believer in term limits. I believe that when our founding fathers put this thing together, they didn't set it up for people to go in and serve for 30 and 40 and 50 years. They set this thing up so average people, like everyone in this field today, could set aside our tool belt, go in and serve this great nation, not themselves, get out of there, come back home and put your tool belt back on. When I come back home, I own a business, I can go back to work for myself. Under no circumstances whatsoever should Congress ever be able to give themselves a raise. We're going to talk a little bit about health care reform. First, we need to understand the definition of reform, because apparently this administration has things completely mixed up. Reform is to improve or make better, not tear down, rip down, and take full control of our country with it. We have several different options out there that we've already seen government run. Medicare, Medicaid, the VA hospitals. A story, my father, he died about 5 years ago, and I ran him every week to the hospital in Iowa City. And it was like we were at a driver's license facility. I believe that anybody in this great nation who goes to fight for our country should be able to go to any hospital in the United States of America. And these guys think that they can come in here and run a health insurance of over $1 trillion when they can't even get a $3 billion cash for clunkers right. Now my opponent, he goes to some of these hospitals, he starts out like this. Don't know how much it's going to cost, don't know how we're going to pay for it. Can you imagine going to the car lot to buy a car? You find that car, and the salesperson says, don't know how much it costs. And you answer back, that's all right, because I don't know how I'm going to pay for it. There's a few things that are out there that we need to know that's not being addressed. Tort reform, they touched on it a little bit the other night. Tort reform has to happen. It needs to be in the 10-pound bill. Liability insurance for the OB-GYNs in the Quad City area in which I'm from, back in 2001, it was $20,000 a year. Today, it's about $80,000. We need to get that under control. We also need to address the doctor shortage. We have a huge doctor shortage. If this control thing passes through, that shortage is going to only increase. It takes 10 years to get a doctor all the way through. Another thing we need to do is we need to let companies compete across state lines nationally. Here's some food for thought. President Obama's health care plan will be written by a committee whose head says he doesn't understand it. Passed by a Congress that hasn't read it, whose members will be exempt from it. Funded by a Treasury chief who did not pay his taxes, and financed by a country that is almost broke. What could possibly go wrong? Thomas Jefferson once said, "When the people fear the government, that's tyranny. When the government fear the people, that's liberty, and it's time for some liberty." My name's Bobby Schilling, and I can use all the help against this Democratic machine. Bobby2010.com. Thank you, Quincy. We love you guys. God bless you all.
All right, Bob Schilling, that's job. Ladies and gentlemen, the next speaker we have coming up is Dana Lash, host of the